He was one that not buck authority. They asked him to go down into that hole. 5 minutes later, he was dead. A rock the size of a refrigerator, but much heavier, fell on him. My dad joined the bargaining committee for the union. And as a result, it was not about wages, it was about safety. And in 1968, the C&H company just decided to walk, not because of wages, but because of safety. They thought it was too expensive to make the mine safe. They did not care that the miners were dying. As a result, my family went through what all the rest of the bargaining committee's families went through. They took the blame. The town was divided, and it was horrible. The phone would ring at my house. My dad would answer it. He would come over and he would say, "Kids, get on the floor if you're going to watch TV." Cars would ride by. They would be tooting their horns, hollering things. Guns were threatened in the phone. It was horrible. My mom went to the Merchants and Miners Bank to pay her mortgage, but because my dad was on the bargaining committee, they refused to honor her mortgage. And my parents had to remortgage our home. When I started 7th grade, it was my first time having homeroom experience. And the teacher, when he was giving seat assignments, he decided when he heard my name to have me stand up in front of everybody. And then he shamefully made me go and sit in the very last row of the very farthest seat in the room. When the bitterness in this town was atrocious, and our families were treated horribly. A lot of the people on the bargaining committee had to go to other towns and work. My dad stuck it out, and he worked construction, but he was always very, very sad about what this did to our family. He always told us kids, "You're never going to get a job in this town because your last name is Servio." When I got in high school, it was still starting to mellow out a little bit, but we were told to write a historic paper an essay about the history of our town. So I wrote an essay about the 1913 massacre. And I looked up all the information and I supplied that with my essay. My teacher gave me an F and told me I had to go home and rewrite it. And I had to write it from the perspective of not the miners, but the company. My dad went to the school, talked to that teacher, and said, "She will not rewrite this essay." He said, "I won't pass her from this class." My dad said, "You go ahead and try that. This is her paper, take it." I ended up getting a D+. Yes, I should have gotten an A. The point of my story is that the companies will do anything to take down the workers. They will do anything. And even with the union, if the wages are set, then they're gonna try to say, "Okay, we've got to get rid of the experienced people and pay lesser wages to the new people." Or they're gonna do anything they can to keep their money from your pockets, from our pockets. Now, I was never in a union, but I was a union girl from the time I was young. And when I got older, my dad, who adopted me when he married my mom, I was about 4, many years later told me that my biological father was also on the bargaining committee for the union during the C&H days. So you have a true union girl here.